flood management strategy, and the flood management strategy is posted on the city's website, is approved as of November 2008, which is before all the citizens' input on the flood management strategy. And also it's advertised in the paper, and the Gazette does not match the flood management strategy is advertised on the city website. So that's an issue for me, and I'm kind of concerned that they're different. In particular, the roads are changing on the advertised plan in the Gazette versus the voted on structure on the website. In particular, 6th Street is being extended to Ellis Boulevard in the Gazette. That's an issue for me, and I'm not in favor of that. Flood management strategy currently shows much of the Ellis Road on the 1700 block, 1800 block, and 1900 block pretty much wiped out. I mean, a lot of it is listed as construction zone or had been, and it shows, and in that area, in those blocks, those are the only homes that remain. So you wipe those homes out, there's really not going to be many homes at all up there, so you're wrecking a lot of stuff to really not save anything, or very little. And one other thing was, there's a preferred plan for the overall city, and I think there's some modifications that could be done to that really need to be addressed. In particular, there's like a multi-million-dollar walkway across the Cedar River, and I don't really see that that's a wise use of Cedar Rapids funds. Just a couple short things here. I'm just going to point out that in those blocks, the 1700, 1800 block, and 1900 block, as of February 14th, 22 out of 28 properties there on the riverside are still owned by property owners. So that's 71% of those people that were offered full buyouts today still own those properties. That's a very good retention rate. A few more are going to be, so 2 minutes are up. Okay. May I request 1 second? Okay.
Somebody want to... You'll have another hand. Yeah, when we're all done, you can speak.
Okay.
Good job.
Mike is behind that pole.
Oh, Mike, how you see?
Yeah, I'd like to comment. I guess I'd like to comment. I haven't saw any breakdown on how the money's going to be spent on the streets. And the question I've asked people is, I said, if you had unlimited amount of money, what would you do to the streets to make them last or to improve them? Evidently, what we've been doing the last 40 years, and it must be the newest technology available, doesn't work. So I don't care how much money you take. And what you do to them streets, you're not gonna make them any better. They can go around and fix potholes like they have for the last 40 years, and as soon as it rains and thaws and freezes and they bust out, and I don't think there's gonna be enough money raised to repave every street in Cedar Rapids. So I guess I'd like to see the city, you know, if they want support of this, why don't they explain a money breakdown of, are we just throwing 40% out there to put taxes on the potholes that exist? And everybody knows that any street you look at where they go in and put these square patches, then cut out bad cement, you know, and put them in 2 or 3 years they're busting back up again. I just don't understand why all of a sudden if we pass that thing and spend 40%, we're going to have miracle streets. I don't. If they can do it, then the past administrations in the city ought to be sued for fraud or whatever they did, wasting our money. I don't think there's an answer to those streets in this climate. In this climate, I don't think there's an answer to the streets.
Okay, now you can answer.
First off, it's not going to be patching streets. It's going to be tearing the streets up, putting in replacement. It isn't going to be the overlay. It's not like if you remember, probably 10, 11 years ago, they did an overlayment on Johnson Avenue. Johnson Avenue is really not the smoothest street to ride on today, because that doesn't work. And he's exactly right. Those things don't work. I went to a meeting today where I happened to be on the infrastructure committee or council committees. And I was at a meeting today where, at our first infrastructure meeting, what we're going to do is the city Public Works Department is going to give us a prioritization, a complete list of the streets that they would like to repair. Now, I understand that it'd be nice to have all the information. Well, as soon as we have information, I think it gets out either on the website or reported in the news. But until we see those things and we make them priority choices, we're not sure, where specifically the dollars are going to go. But the dollars are going to go for replacement of the streets, not patching them, not potholing them, not putting 6x6 squares out there. We're going to replace the existing streets.
Buying more hotels.